That's all to come next week. Okay, so we've looked at technique on forehand and backhand drives in depth, and we've covered the key elements of efficient swings and 1-2 rhythm. You all know what 1-2 rhythm is by now. Part 1, the setup phase, smooth and deliberate. Part 2, the execution phase.
Explosive and full of energy.
Not you. It's meant to be the viewers saying it. Oh. Okay, but yes, that's correct. Explosive and full of energy. So today we're going to look at the role of the body in both creating energy and transferring that energy into the ball so that your shots have more power and more spin. The two big sources of energy from your body are body rotation, which is driven by your hips, and leg drive, which is where your legs push up from the ground. To what extent you can tap into these sources of energy very much depends on how you set your feet up before you hit the ball. You've probably all heard of open stance, closed stance. Open stance looks something like this, and as my left foot comes around on a right-handed forehand, I'm reaching maybe semi-open stance, more of a neutral stance, and over here, closed stance. All are acceptable stances for hitting the ball, and all also apply for the backhand. Let's now take a closer look at how energy is created with the open stance, which is most commonly seen when hitting neutral and defensive forehands.
Here, Federico Del Bonis is setting up for a forehand, and we can see the body rotation by noticing how his chest is facing along the baseline to his left at the start of the forward swing, and as we roll it, we see how the hips drive massive body rotation to the extent that his chest is facing along the baseline the other way at the end of the swing. A full 180 degrees of body rotation. Now the leg drive. Notice how the legs drive from the ground to the extent that both feet are in the air at contact point, and as we roll it on, we see that energy from the ground takes him even higher through the forward swing. And a quick look at Tommy Robredo setting up open stance for a forehand. Notice again the impressive leg drive and body rotation.
Now let's have a look at neutral stance, which is most commonly seen on attacking shots on both the forehand and backhand.
Open stance is still the best option for attacking higher bouncing balls, but a more neutral stance is excellent for attacking shorter and lower balls. Here, Pablo Cuevas sets up a neutral stance to attack this short, weak return. Neutral stance limits the amount of body rotation, but this is more than compensated by the extremely efficient energy transfer through the shot and towards the other end of the court. Notice the big jump forward, a result of the momentum generated from playing this shot.
And finally, let's check out closed stance, which we most often see on neutral and defensive backhands.
Closed stance limits leg drive potential, so it's often best to stay low to the ground during the shot. It does, however, allow for greater body rotation because the chest can face away from the court before the forward swing starts. Let's finish with a couple of double-handed backhands where we can see similar things. Different stances and how they function is a highly complex area of the game, but hopefully this brief summary with some of the more common examples will give you a starting base to work from.
So that wraps up today's video. Why not get out there on the court and see if you can create a bit more energy from your body rotation and your leg drive? And let me know how it goes. Leave some comments on the YouTube page or send me an email. Can't wait for the next video. I'll see you then.